Sports Scene is proudly brought to you by Telecom PNG Limited.
Good evening, Papua New Guinea, and welcome to Sports Scene. Thank you for joining us. Now, it has been a very busy weekend for some of us, and while you had your weekend off, we have been very busy collecting and compiling stories. And tonight, we have a pretty good lineup coming your way.
Now, before we move on, here's a look at what's coming up on the program and more.
NRL and Broncos winger David Mead takes up brand ambassador role for BSP and Haus. CPL Lewas qualifier campaign in ICC Women's World T20 East Asia Pacific Tournament. All that and more.
Yes, we have all that and more, so stay tuned for that. Now let's take a look at the weekend sporting briefs.
On Sports Brief tonight, the round 9 of the NRL Telstra Premiership saw stronger plays from the likes of Gold Coast Titans, the Brisbane Broncos and the somewhat unexpected Parramatta Eels and Manly Sea Eagles. Though the Bronx escaped a Penrith point-scoring frenzy but may have paid a heavy price, with star centre James Roberts carried from the field 5 minutes from full-time in the 32-18 win last Thursday night.
We're near it. Opportunity again for Manly. Dylan Walker spots a little gap. Yuwate is over.
And a first-half attacking masterclass propelled Manly to a crushing 46-8 win over South Sydney to maintain the perfect record away from home in 2017.
Parramatta tonight, they're missing some Wayne Richard.
The Parramatta Eels defeated the North Queensland Cowboys 26-6 in a dominant display against a team that badly missed stars Jonathan Thurston, Jake Granville, Lachlan Coote and Matt Scott. And a last-gasp Sean Johnson penalty saw the Warriors snatch a 14-13 victory over the Sydney Roosters on Sunday afternoon in a dramatic contest. Now to the Intrust Super Cup, the PNG Hunters had a successful home game on Saturday at the National Football Stadium against Northern Pride. The 26-10 win now puts PNG on the Intrust Super Cup points ladder just after Townsville Blackhawks. They are now on bye for round 10 and will take on Blackhawks in a home game in round 11. And to the Kumuls, the PNG Kumuls captain David Mead will not play in next Saturday's Pacific Test match against Cook Islands in Sydney. Meanwhile, 10 PNG Hunters players have been named in a Michael Maroon team. The new captain for this test will be named next Tuesday or Wednesday from Sydney. And to golf, Queenslander Christopher Wood has taken the 2017 Chukai Paradise Beverages Morobe Open. With 6 under par for 66, Wood shot to the top of the leaderboard after a good week of putting.
Yes, and some great sporting action there. Now, Capital Rugby Union held their AGM last week, but before that, we caught up with President Jacob Anga, and here's what he had to say about CRRU's 2017 plan.
8-team competition, the whole foundation team, obviously all the core strength, core teams that have been part of CRRU for over the years. We expect full on from now till the next 10 rounds, so each and whole 8-team inclusive. The competition itself is going to be pretty tough because the number of teams has been reduced, especially at the premier level. The real rugby will actually be displayed because now you have more players available to play for the top and the competition to try to improve to go to the premier team, which was ideally our portion. Initially to actually improve the game, because how we improve the game is to have a really, especially for the club rugby, is to have a very strong premier competition, and then obviously have a very strong feeder coming through for the under 19s, the 20s, the women, and then the high grade. We'll obviously be involved in all our club presidents. We will highlight our financial statements for 2016. We will also be rolling out our plans for this year. and especially our training programs for our referees, our coaches. Our main focus for the CRRU board is actually strengthening the club participation, club rugby, and obviously in rugby going forward. If you have a very strong club culture and club rugby, it spins off for the international level, or especially at the representative level, where you have the zone challenges, which includes us at CRRU plus other unions. And then the basis of rugby is to have a very strong club rugby, and this AGM will address our plans to improve the coaching clinics for our coaches, our referees. We have a very strong relationship now at the back end of the John Olomu Cup with the establishment of a connection with Queensland Rugby, especially in the Brisbane competition, where our referees are now, the two referees that came up on the John Olomu Cup, have now extended their participation to actually improve the referees' credentials. So they'll be up liaison with Paul Joseph, and they're coming up to do another more rounds of sessions to upskill our referees. So our main focus is now to increase the number of referees that is available, and also improve their technical credentials and upskilling them. So we do have that already in place, and then obviously we'll have our junior development program, which will coincide with the school holidays. We want to set a platform for the junior development. So our AGM tonight will more be focused on development of rugby, specifically in NCD, and tailored to junior development and our improvement of our club, both coaches, referees, and the players.
Yes, and we do wish them all the best for the 2017 season. Now moving on to cricket, and it was a perfect start for the CPL PNG Lewas on Friday in Japan against Vanuatu in the ICC Women's World T20 East Asia Pacific qualifier campaign. The 9-wicket victory comes after PNG showed why it is the dominant force in the region. Check it out.
The 9-wicket victory comes as PNG showed why it is the dominant force in the region. Batting first, Vanuatu quickly succumbed to strong PNG bowlers in the likes of Ravini Owa, Sibona Jimmy and Kaya Arua. Owa put forward impressive bowls that ousted 4 Vanuatu wickets in just 14 runs and that got the Lewas on top of the game right from the start. Vanuatu's Alvina Chilia showed some fight with 25 runs in 35 balls, but that was all she could acquire before she was sent off. Vanuatu settled for only 80 runs after 19.5 overs. The Lewas replied without any hindrance. The 81-run chase was settled in just under 11 overs. They only lost 1 wicket during the chase. Pauke Siaka once again got the Player of the Match award with an impressive 31 runs in 5 overs to a name. And in the Day 2 match against 2015 Pacific gold medalist Samoa, they unfortunately fell short of victory by 18 runs. Batting first, the Samoan ladies secured 5.99 in their allotted 20 overs. In the second inning, with a target of 100 runs to chase, the Lewas couldn't meet the target in their allotted 20s as they were all out with only 83 runs after 18 overs.
Yes, and some great stuff there from the PNG CPL Lewas. We'll take a short breather, and when we return, we take a look at the Anzac Day Mixed Netball exhibition. Welcome back to Sports Scene. It was only last week that Governor-General of Australia, Sir Peter Cosgrove, visited the country for Anzac Day before he made a special visit to Rita Flynn Netball Courts for Mixed Netball exhibition.
The national netballers had the honour of having Lady Lynn Cosgrove passing a short one to Peppers captain Luarikis to mark the start of the match. All formalities aside, it was game on. Speed and precision were on par early on for both sides. The opener shot came from Peppers Rickies, and that set the mixed team, the Malos, in motion as they came back stronger with 3 consecutive shots. But with more competitive competitions under their belts, the Peppers managed to stay in the lead with 8 points to Malos 6 at half-time. The second half saw impressive defenses and athletic abilities from the mixed team. Unfortunately, that wasn't enough to keep them on top of the game. With the combination of Peppers goal shooter Lua Rickies and goal attacker Raylin Andrew, they brought the score count to 17 points to their opponent's 12 at full time. Pleased with the superb netball he witnessed, Sir Cosgrove said he is now looking forward to see Team PNG at the Gold Coast 2018 Commonwealth Games.
Great stuff there. Still on netball, and here's a look at the Port Moresby netball competition.
14 teams took the courts all geared up and ready for the season opener. The long rest since the end of last season obviously did not affect these ladies' abilities to play some good netball. Showing dominance, Ellie were the Esco Telstas, who beat Vepunama 25-6. Followed by the PPC Lightning, who struck too hard and left the Snacks Mermaids on 8 points and took out the match with 21. The Bura Reds also showed why they are a threat in this competition with a 26-6 win over the Hood Point. A tough encounter sparked between Pommies and Mona. Unfortunately, Pommies succumbed to Mona's 12 points to 22. And in other matches, CP Rebels were too weak for the CC Sparrows, losing by 9 points margin to Sparrows 18. And the Bura Reds Team 1 ousted Rau Keller with only 2 points margin with the 20 points victory. And the Salvos beat Paramana 19-12, while AC Plus forfeited Esco Telstas Team 2.
Great story there. Now here's an interesting story. The inmates at Bomana Prison Compound in Port Moresby ended the Easter-long competition of touch footy and soccer on a high. And it was a fun-filled afternoon for the teams who made the finals. Check it out.
Sports matches have become the most favorite pastime of this generation. And here in this highly secured prison compound, it is no different. Putting on their best team colors and running out onto the field at the sound of the whistle saw the third-placed matches kick off the day's program. In touch rugby, it was the battle of the two cell blocks, B1 and B3, which saw B1 taking out the third spot with a golden point victory. And as the sun began to descend over the hilltops, the anticipated grand final is set to commence with the opening speech by Chief Superintendent and Acting Commanding Officer Vincent Kundi.
Thank you long all the man who participate. All MSU staff, remands, now big line inside. Said staff, lots of sports, now staff team, one team. Those who really coordinated those teams, suppose you staff inside. Now you inmate, you coordinate him. Now organize him, bring your spirit, blood team come. Now you will start inside the competition. We must talk. Thank you long. Effort for you to make it possible that something can finish the same.
The official kickoff then followed. And it was on. Inmates from Maximum Security Unit, MSU, taking on the Juvenile Division in soccer, and in Touch Rugby C Division played Cell Block 1 in a keenly contested match. At the end of the games, a worthy trophy and complimentary prizes awarded to the winners according to their placing. The competition was sponsored by NCD Governor Paul Sparkop.
Despite being surrounded by brick walls and steel fencing, the prisoners demonstrated the freedom of expression through these games. And that goes to show that sports knows no boundaries.
Yes, and some great stuff there. Now, Shane, obviously you were there to witness the inmates have a game of football. What can you tell us about this event?
Yeah, Godwin, look, it was exciting to see the inmates actually come out and taking part in sports. You know, out here in the nation's capital with all the election hype going around and people getting very busy about that election campaign. Yes, down in Bomana, the inmates decided to celebrate it in another way, and what a way to celebrate that day with sports.
What would you say? What was the highlight? I mean, not many people get to go to the prison and visit the inmates, and for you to be there, it must have been a special moment for you.
Yeah, actually, it was sponsored by Honorable NCD Governor Boris Pakop, who gave 20,000 in sponsorship to actually run that competition. So it was played in Easter weekend, but due to some hiccups, they didn't complete the competition. So they ran the competition for actually like 2 weeks, and it ended just last weekend. Yeah, so I was there to cover the event. It was exciting to see the inmates actually get involved and socialize, not get caught up in the prison cells and, staring at the blank wall for the rest of the day. So, but to get involved in sports, it's such a highlight.
Are we talking the young juvenile or the adults?
Yeah, actually, three, the main MSU, minimum security unit, they got involved, including the juveniles in cell block 1, 2, and 3, and division 3. Of course, four cells in the CIS Bomana prison compound that got involved in that competition. So actually, it was a fun day for them. The prison compound commander, with the staff, also with their family, they got out to witness and support the event. So well,
I'm sure you had a very eventful weekend, Shane. We'll take a quick break. There's more to come right here on Sports Scene.
Welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching Sports Scene. To Rugby League. The Rugby League World Cup trophy arrived last week Thursday in Port Moresby and did a tour around the city. And a function was held at the National Football Stadium to officially welcome the Rugby League 2017 Paul Bearer Trophy. And we did compile a story about the tour, so check it out.
The Rugby League World Cup is the sport's premier international competition, which was first held in 1954. This year will be the 15th staging of the tournament. Australia was successful in their bid to host the 2017 World Cup with co-host New Zealand. Once that was sorted, they then decided to invite a Pacific country or Pacific region to showcase to the world the diversity of the Pacific.
Through the strong support of the PNG government and the city of Port Moresby, the obvious choice was to award Papua New Guinea hosting partnership rights along with Australia and New Zealand.
28 matches will be played across 13 cities. Port Moresby will host Wales, Ireland and the United States of America. As an official platinum partner of the Rugby League World Cup, Oil Search have partnered with the organising committee to be the official naming rights partner of the Rugby League World Cup 2017 Trophy Tour.
After the hugely successful tour of the baton relay during the Pacific Games, Oil Search were very committed and very excited to undertake a similar opportunity for the Rugby League World Cup.
This will be the first time the Rugby League World Cup will be in Papua New Guinea. Minister for Sports Justin Chichenko thanked Oil Search, the government and the Rugby League World Cup organising committee for giving Papua New Guinea the opportunity.
Organising committee and administration to ensure that we have one of the most successful pools played in this tournament.
PNG RFL Chairman Sandy Saka says the Kumuls will be preparing with their first task next weekend when they face the Cook Islands in the Pacific Test. He is confident they will do the country proud with the depth of players available in the NRL and other high rugby league competitions.
It is our hope that the 2017 Rugby League World Cup will leave a lasting legacy that can set the foundation for the sustained growth of the sport into the future and also set the foundation for us to use the power of rugby league to promote national development.
Oil Search Trophy Tour Ambassador Marcus Bai says it is an honour to be part of the Rugby League World Cup, and for Bai, seeing 3 pool matches played in the country is a dream come true.
Our players, they now have a bridge to be able to work on to achieve what some of us has achieved before.
Oil Search is proud to partner with the Rugby League World Cup 2017 in bringing the iconic Paul Bearer Trophy to Papua New Guinea. The trophy is in Port Moresby for a brief visit ahead of the main nationwide visit in September and October.
So as a proud PNG company, it made sense for us to partner with the tournament organizers to bring both the tournament and the trophy to PNG.
Now, still on Rugby League, and NRL star David Mead has had a busy week after being named as brand ambassador for Bank South Pacific. Take a look.
In a lot of ways, you go through that implicitly, if not explicitly, and they're pretty much on the board up there. The BSP values. We got someone that's got integrity, someone that performs with professionalism, someone that understands teamwork, our people, quality, but most importantly, it's the integrity and the community. And David ticks all of those boxes and everything that he's done in his career with the Rugby League.
Firstly, I'd just like to say thanks, Robin, and the team at BSP for making me feel very welcome and being part of the team. You know, I was met by Dorothy at the airport, you know, and felt very welcome straight away. It made me feel very comfortable, and I've met a couple of the staff who have also made me feel very comfortable, and you know, beginning to feel the family connection that's at this organisation. And you know, being a athlete at the highest level, I wanted to represent myself and be connected with, you know, a brand that's well respected in Papua New Guinea, and I thought BSP was a very good fit for that. And you know, I'm very proud to be a part of the BSP team, and I look forward to the events that are coming up that I can be a part of and represent the BSP team at, and looking forward, and I'm pretty excited to be part of the team.
Yes, and not only did David Mead qualify to be the face of BSP, but also today he did sign another agreement to also be the face of Haus for Digicom.
Yeah, it feels pretty good. You know, I've been talking to Digicom since November last year about becoming a potential ambassador, and now that it's come to fruition, you know, it feels pretty good. I'm out here for the day promoting the brand, and you know, hopefully, you know, we'll do a good job here. You know, doing some work in the community as well, which is good. So, no, it's a pretty good feeling. Yeah, I did. You know, I'm spending a lot of time with the public here. You know, we're doing a lot of you know, passing, you know, a lot of photos and you know, signing posters and stuff like that. You know, it's always good for me to get out in the public and, you know, meet Papua New Guineans. I know they all love their rugby league and they're very passionate, and I see it in their faces when they meet rugby league players. So it's good to be out here.
Yes, all right, great stuff there. Now, Godwin, you did follow David Mead around his tour. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, he's actually a pretty cool guy to hang out with, and we did catch up with him today at Vision City Mega Mall, and there were so many people, as you can see on the screen, there's so many fans who came up to get photos with him and throw a ball. It was really good to catch up with David Mead, and he said that he's looking forward to Rugby League World Cup, and he was, you know, obviously on the weekend watching the SP Hunters, and he had a bit of a gathering with the boys after the game, and so it was good to, you know, mingle around with his future teammates. So it was really good to see him out there with his family. He had his little baby and his wife as well, and it was a really family thing going on for him.
Yes, Godwin, and breaking news about David Mead. Coach Michael Marum says the Kumuls captain won't be joining his 18-man squad that is currently in preparation to take on the Cook Islands team in the Pacific Test.
Yeah, well, it's unfortunate for David Mead, but otherwise, like he said earlier, I was speaking with him when he was with his fans taking photos and throwing the footy ball. He said that he's really looking forward to Rugby League World Cup, but in the meantime, he's just going to take everything slow and just, you know, getting back into his team with Brisbane Broncos and looking forward to playing his rest of the NRL matches.
Yeah, he's been an informed player for the Broncos in particular, and probably he's nursing an injury also, so that might have been the cause for his exclusion in the current 18-man squad for the Pacific Test.
Yeah, I mean, things are looking good for him. He said that he's got another one-year extension to 2019 with the Brisbane Broncos. So things are going on well with him, and PNG should be behind him because he's going to lead the team Rugby League World Cup.
Yes, Godwin, thank you for that, and we do wish David Mead all the best. We'll take a short break now, and coming up next, Jeremy Mogi with all the highlights of the Morobe Golf Open. Yes, and to Morobe Golf Open tournament, and here's Jeremy Mogi with all the details and highlights of the competition.
Tonight. just very recently, in fact, about an hour ago, we saw Chris Wood take it to an extent.
Yeah, Chris Wood has fired a great score today of 65, so that'll be a 6 under par, to take out the tournament by 2 shots from our round 1 leader, Michael Wright, who today fired a 67. But a very exciting finish and a great win for Chris Wood.
Now, I can recall asking you a couple of days ago about the possibilities of someone outside making a push. And in fact, Wood himself had said that over the weekend he'd actually made that surge going forward.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. Chris put himself in a good position early on, and then he managed to be tied with the tied leaders going into the final round today. And Chris just held steady and kept his nerve and hung in there. He made 4 birdies on the front 9 with 2 birdies on the back 9. It was the way he scored for the day, and he just came out on top. So he's a young guy. It's his largest win of his career so far. So it's very exciting. And we talked about whether someone young could come out of the pack and or with less experience, and that's exactly what's happened here. But look, he will be thrilled, and this will go a long way in terms of confidence, being a confidence builder for him moving forward in his career. He's got next week the PNG Open, so he's going to go into that as the Morobe Open champion, and he's going to be feeling pretty good about teeing it up on Thursday.
Emotions, tell me, what's in your mind right now?
I don't really know. I guess I'm very happy. It hasn't fully sunk in yet. My first professional 4-round victory, so obviously very happy with everything all week. Just very excited.
To an extent, when golfers first arrive, they really want to get a feel of the green. What were our day 1 scores like on Wednesday?
Day one, Thursday. The scores was still good on Thursday. There was a couple of low numbers shot. In particular, the leader on that day, Michael Wright, shot a 63, which was a good score. Christopher Wood, who ended up being our champion, he shot a 68 in that first round, which was, as I said, a good steady start to the tournament. There's a number of good scoring opportunities on this golf course. You can do it. You have to be able to hit it in the fairway. You need to be really patient on the greens because you will make some, you're going to miss some. And it's the player that deals with that the best, I think, is the ones that will end up coming out on top. And that's golf anywhere. You've got to be able to control your emotions, and you need to be able to put things behind you and just move forward and keep making a score.
By day 2, there had been a difference, a change in the leaderboard, which did continue on.
Yeah, it did. Damien Jordan, last year's champion, he played well on the second day, and he took the outright lead there. And then he slipped away a little bit through round 3. And then again today, he's probably a little disappointed with his performance. But at the end of the day, that's golf. You don't know what's going to happen. You come out here, you put your best foot forward, and you try your absolute best, and you hope that it comes off on the day. And I just think it's been an exciting tournament, and to see so many players shoot low numbers, 20 under being the winning score, that's really good. So that proves there was a lot of opportunities out there to make birdies, and there's a few guys made some bogeys and some doubles and that sort of thing as well, but that's just the way it goes.
Yeah, I played well the first 2 days, and yesterday putted really well to shoot that 63, but didn't hit that great today. I didn't putt very well at all. I didn't have a very good day at all, but it was great to see a good mate of mine, Chris Wood, win today. He played really good, he drove it well, he hit it great, and he putted really well, so he thoroughly deserves the win.
There are a lot of young guys here. Now, we had a chat with Corey Crawford as well, and it was great to see that there's a lot of younger and younger golfers coming up here to Papua New Guinea.
I've had a pretty slow start to the year, but I guess a place like this is just so different to what we play normally, so it's sort of level playing field again, which probably works in my favour a little bit.
There is. The depth of golf in Australia has always been strong, and it still is strong, and you can see that by these players coming up here. They come up here for the experience, to experience a new country, and that takes a little bit of adjusting in itself, but also they come up here to gain valuable experience on the golf course and playing against those master or veteran professionals that we're talking about, just to get the chance to be paired with them or to chat to them after the round and get some sort of insight into what they've done over their career and how they've approached things is invaluable for any young player coming through.
I'm loving it. It's so different, and it's just like, it's an eye-opener for sure. Even the golf courses and the caddies and stuff, like it's an awesome atmosphere to be in, and yeah, it's definitely an eye-opener for me.
Yeah, hopefully I haven't got too stiff a competition that I've invited, but yeah, I really enjoy it. A lot of guys have mixed reports, but I certainly enjoy my time over here and the locals and the people at the club, and it's a good week.
There's a lot of opportunities for women to play out there as well. The Australian tour is quite strong, and of course in Europe and in the US it's very, very strong. All throughout Asia, very strong. So there's no reason why there couldn't be, without a doubt. That, you know, that's something that we could do, or even through these tournaments there's the opportunity for female professionals.
Nicole, James, final question. Well, not so much a question, but if there was anything that you'd like to say regarding the Morobe Open, what would it be?
I'd just like to say, you know, thank you to the organisers, to the club, to the local community, and everybody here in Ley. You know, just what a wonderful job you've all done, and everyone is so friendly and so welcoming, and it's just exciting for you to have something like this, and for us as professional golfers or the PGA of Australia to be a part of that, to be able to bring something as big as this to a small town here in Papua New Guinea, being Ley, I think it's a great thing, and it's wonderful, and we just need to make sure we keep it going so golf can continue to grow here and all around the world.
Nicole, James, as always, thank you very much for your time.
That's right, my pleasure.
And I bet Jeremy was so busy just by looking at the footage. So he's probably had a really busy but enjoyable week with catching up with all the
and hopefully we
international guests.
Yes, hopefully we get to see more nationals taking part in the next year's Golf Open over at Morobe. But unfortunately, we've come to the end of the show for tonight. Thank you for keeping us company in the last hour of the show. If you've missed out on this episode or would like us to view it again, you can go to EMTV online and go to the programs and click on Sports Scene.
That's right. Shane, if you have any sports-related activities in your area and would like us to cover, you can always visit us here at Boroko Garden City Level 2 or send us an email to sports@mtv.com.pg.
Thank you all for watching. Until next time, from the sports team here at MTV, have a great working week, and we'll see you same time, same place, right here on Sports Scene.
Sports Scene was proudly brought to you by Telecom PNG Limited.